Good morning to all of you. Today we'll start a new lesson, that is chapter 13, using cell reference. Okay. So what is cell reference? The term referring means indicating or mentioning. Okay. A cell reference refers to a cell or a range of cells in a spreadsheet that can be used in a formula or function. Okay. So it can be a single cell or it can be a range of cells, means a group of cells present in contiguous locations. Okay, contiguous means each cell will touch each other's boundary. Okay, these cells are not separate, present at separate place. It's placed at one place. That is your range. Okay, with the help of cell references, you can use the data within the same worksheet or a different worksheet. A cell reference can be used to refer the data from a cell or range of cells, data present in different parts of a worksheet, data in another worksheet of the same workbook. So anywhere the data can be referred in a formula or a function. Data may be of same worksheet, may be of another worksheet, or may be of another workbook, means maybe of another file. Okay. So one example given here, you can see if a formula it is written is equal to sum C2 comma D2, means here only two cells are referred. One is C2 and one is your D8. Okay. A1 to F4. That is from A1 to F4, means all the cells included between A1 to F4. That is A1, then colon, then F4. It's a range. Okay. Sum of A1 to F4, comma B7 to G12. Here two ranges are referred. One is A1 to F4, another one is B7 to G12. Here what is this? C2, then exclamation mark, then B5. That means cell B5 on sheet 2. Okay, means if you are referring the data or from other worksheet, you have to write that worksheet name followed by exclamation symbol, then a cell name which you want to refer. Okay, so different types of references are there, but means you can include the cell address in a formula, but generally the references are of three types. One is your relative reference, one is your absolute reference, and one is your mixed reference. Okay, so what is relative reference? When you create a formula, references to a cell or range of cells are usually based on the position relative to the active cell. When you copy or move a formula to other cells, the cell reference changes automatically. Okay, so for this, let me show you one Excel example. Okay, it is given in your book also. You can see here one some data is given, what is month, then sales, then expenses, incentive amount, actual expenses. Okay, I want to calculate total sales. So what I will write here is equal to, then I will write here sum. Okay, suppose I'll select here, it's a range B5 to B10. That means all the cells included between B5 to B10. Okay, then enter key. So this is the sum value. You can see in the formula bar what formula I have written. Now I am copying this formula to the next cells, means I want to calculate the total expenses. I don't want to write, you can repeat the typing. So I am just copying by using the autofill handle. Okay, here you see the formula, what is written, sum of C5 to C10. Here it was the formula B5 to B10, but when I copied the formula, it automatically becomes C5 to C10. That means the formula, the cell value changes according to the cell position. Okay, so when a formula will be copied and the cell references changes according to the cell position, it is known as your relative reference. Okay, if I'll drag this formula also like this, you can see here it becomes D5 to D10, it becomes E5 to E10. I copied the formula, but the cell value changes according to the cell position. So this is known as your relative reference. Okay, now come to what is your absolute reference. Okay, so what is a absolute reference? Absolute reference is used when you do not want to change the address of the cell while copying the formula to another cell. That means the cell whatever used in that formula, that cell address will remain fixed. Okay, it will not change according to the cell position. For this, you need to add the dollar symbol before the column or the row number. So let us see how we can do absolute reference. Just come to that example. Same example I'll go. Okay, but suppose here it is fixed that, okay, incentive percentage. It is written here like this: incentive percentage. Suppose it is 10%. Suppose here it is written that the incentive percentage is 10% of the charity amount. Okay, so how can we calculate this incentive amount here? Okay, here. So let us, I am deleting it here. Okay, so what formula I will write? Here it is given. You can see incentive percentage or incentive amount will be 10% of charity amount. Okay. Clear? So how can you calculate? Here I will include the formula of charity amount. Clear? So what is the charity amount here? Okay, that means here sales amount. Okay, so here I will write the formula as B7. Okay, B7 into, okay, 10% of B7. Okay, so I can write here 10 by 100. Okay, but this 10 by 100 or 10% is present in which cell? That is in D1. So I have to fix here D1. Okay, so I can write here $D $1. Okay, we have got 100. Now I am suppose dragging this formula. Okay, let me drag this formula. Dragging means I am copying the formula. Okay, otherwise you can right click here, you can go to copy. Okay, but when I will paste it here, instead of paste you will go for paste special. It will ask you what do you want, then you can write their formulas. Okay, so that way you see what formula copied. I have written here B7 into $D $1. I have fixed the D1 cell. So before the column also I have placed dollar symbol. Before the row number also I have placed the dollar symbol. So that the D1 is fixed now. It will not be changed in the formula. But this B7, it's a relative reference. So when it will be copied, it will become B8, then B9, B10 like this. But everywhere it will be D1. Now here you see same formula. When I'll drag here, you can copy paste the formula as I shown you, or you can drag. You can see the formula now. It becomes B9. The relative part, relative reference, we changed according to the cell position. That part is changing, but everywhere the D1 is fixed now. Okay, because 10% is calculated for every sales amount. Clear? So this type of reference where a cell value will be fixed in a formula, that is known as your absolute reference. Okay. Now come to what is mixed reference. Okay, mixed reference means where both the types of reference, means say relative and absolute both will be present. We tell it as a mixed reference. Okay. So now come to we'll calculate the mixed reference now. Okay, for this actual expenses. I am deleting here. I'll write a formula. Okay, what is the formula for actual expenses? Expenses minus charity amount. Okay, expenses minus charity amount. So charity amount is present in the cell D2. Okay, and here expenses. So I will write here is equal to, okay, so I will write here dollar C7, no, dollar C7 minus D dollar, okay, and so we are getting 150. So I am dragging it, means copying the formula. You can use this autofill handle at the corner to drag, so that formula will be copied. Here you see the formula what is in the first cell. Dollar C7 minus D dollar 2. That means in the first part, column is fixed, row is changing. So here you can see column is fixed every time C column, but the row is changing from 7 to 8, from 9 to 10, but the column is fixed, C column. Okay, and here next part you see, here row is fixed and the column is changing. Okay, so here it becomes D dollar 2. So column is fixed and row is fixed. Okay, column is also same D column, so it's not changing. So here you can see one part is fixed and one part is changing. Okay, so means you can fix the row, you can change the column, you can fix the column, you can change the row. So it is according to your need or what your calculation demands. Okay, so accordingly you can put the formula wherever you need the change or you want to fix. So if both are there, then it is a mixed reference. If both are fixed, row is fixed, column is fixed, then it is absolute reference. If both are changing according to the cell position, then it is your relative cell reference. Okay, so one more example I'll show you. Here see, suppose I am going to calculate principal in simple interest. You know the formula. So for this I will go for principal amount, then time period, then rate of interest. This is a well-known formula and everybody knows, that's why I have used. Okay, so now you see the formula A4 B4 into C4. If I'll drag the formula, means I'll copy the formula, what happened? Here it becomes A5 B5 C5. Here it will become A6 B6 6 Here it will be A7 B7 C7. Means the formula copied, but the cell value is changing according to the cell position. So this is a relative reference. Okay, but if I'll change the same here, I'm copying it to another sheet. But here I want to change here. Suppose I have made time period for every means principal amount, and that will be suppose 5 years. Okay, so see, there is no time now, no, in the formula, so it becomes error, it is showing. Now I will change the formula. Okay, so what formula will write here? Here will change that time period will be 5 years, and that 5 year is written in which cell? It is written in B1. Okay, and that B1 will be calculated for each value. Okay, so let us fix it by putting $B $1. Okay, and now percent. Okay, into, okay, so value came. Now I will drag it. You will find that, see, here A5 is changing, B5 is changing. Here A6, B6, but the middle one you see B1. It is calculated, means it is included in every formula. That cell value is fixed. I have fixed it by putting the dollar symbol. So this is your absolute reference. Okay, this is your absolute reference. And here when formula change according to the cell value, this is your relative reference. When both the parts, one part will be fixed and one part will be changed in a any formula, that will be your mixed reference. Okay, thank you all. Hope all of you understood. Okay, have a nice day.